Hello there, and welcome to the boring universe. Get comfortable where you are. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breathing slow, as if it's syncing with something vast and quiet. Tonight, we're drifting into space, not the loud, dramatic kind from movies, but the real one. The gentle, endless, almost unbelievable universe that exists above you right now. As you listen, imagine floating. No effort, no direction. Just drifting through facts about space that sound unreal, yet are completely true. Space is not empty. Even in the darkest stretches between galaxies, there are still particles, faint radiation, and whispers of ancient light. What we call nothing is actually a thin ocean of energy spread so wide it feels like silence. If you could hear space, it would not be quiet. Radio waves, cosmic background radiation, and charged particles move constantly. Space hums softly, like a distant wind you can't quite hear, but know is there. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. Every shoreline, every desert, every hidden cove. And still, the stars outnumber them. You are older than you think. The atoms in your body were formed inside ancient stars that exploded long before Earth existed. You are, quite literally, made of star remnants that have been traveling the universe for billions of years. Light from distant galaxies is ancient. When you look at the night sky, you're looking into the past. Some stars you see burned out millions of years ago, but their light is still arriving, like a message sent before humanity existed. Space is expanding, not into something else, but into itself. Every second, the distance between galaxies grows. The universe is stretching gently, endlessly, like a slow breath that never finishes. Some galaxies are moving away from us faster than the speed of light, not because they're breaking the rules, but because space itself is expanding between us. Even light can't cross that growing distance. There is a temperature to the universe. Everywhere you go, space glows faintly at just a few degrees above absolute zero. This leftover warmth is the afterglow of the universe's birth, still surrounding you. Black holes are invisible, but their effects are not. They reveal themselves by bending light, warping time, and making stars move in strange, graceful arcs around nothing you can see. Time moves differently in space. Far from gravity, clocks tick faster. Near massive objects, time slows. Time itself is flexible, stretched, and shaped by the universe. You are never truly still. Earth spins. Earth orbits the sun orbits the galaxy moves through space. Right now, you are traveling faster than any airplane has ever flown, and you don't feel a thing. There may be planets drifting alone through space, orphan worlds knocked from their stars, wandering endlessly in the dark, silent, cold, free. Some stars are so large that if they replaced our sun, they would swallow Earth's orbit entirely. Others are so dense that a spoonful of their matter would weigh more than a mountain. The universe has no known center. Every point appears to be expanding away from every other point. Wherever you are, it feels like the middle, even though there may be no middle at all. Space is filled with invisible matter. Dark matter makes up most of the universe's mass, shaping galaxies like an unseen skeleton. We don't know what it is, only that without it, nothing would hold together. There is a faint echo of the Big Bang everywhere. Microwaves from the universe's first moments still wash over Earth, passing through you right now, completely unnoticed. Stars are born in clouds colder than outer space feels. Dense, quiet regions where gravity slowly gathers gas until one moment, ignition. The Milky Way is spinning, carrying billions of stars, including yours, in a slow, graceful spiral that takes hundreds of millions of years to complete one rotation. Galaxies collide, gently. Stars almost never crash into each other. Instead, galaxies pass through one another like ghosts, reshaping themselves over billions of years. There are places in space where it is always night. No nearby stars, no glow, just darkness so deep it feels infinite. Space has a smell. Astronauts describe it as metallic, like hot iron or burned sugar, the scent of high-energy particles clinging to their suits. The universe may be infinite, or it may curve back on itself in ways we don't yet understand. Either way, it is far larger than the part we can see. You are connected to everything, not metaphorically, physically. The same forces shaping galaxies also shape the atoms in your body. And despite all this vastness, despite the cold, the distance, the age, you are here, aware, breathing, listening, floating on a small planet around an ordinary star inside a galaxy that is just one of trillions. Let that thought settle gently. You don't need to understand the universe. You are already part of it. And as space continues its endless, quiet expansion, you can let your thoughts drift just as freely. The universe doesn't rush, and neither do we. As you continue drifting, notice how space seems calm, not because nothing happens, but because everything happens slowly, on scales far beyond human time. There are stars being born right now, not with flashes or sound, but quietly, deep inside cold clouds of gas. Gravity pulls gently, patiently, for millions of years before a star ever begins to shine. Some stars die without anyone noticing. They simply fade, cooling into dark embers that drift invisibly through space. No explosion, no farewell, just silence. Space bends. Massive objects curve the fabric of the universe itself. Light doesn't travel straight. It follows the shape of space, like a slow river flowing around unseen hills. You are standing on a planet protected by invisible shields. Magnetic fields deflect charged particles from the sun. An atmosphere burns up incoming debris. Space is harsh, but Earth is wrapped carefully, like a fragile thought kept safe. There are storms in space, solar winds, magnetic eruptions, and particle waves race across millions of kilometers. Yet here on Earth, you feel only a soft night sky. Some planets rain glass sideways. On distant worlds, winds scream faster than sound, carrying shards of glass through thick atmospheres. These planets exist quietly, far beyond reach. The universe recycles everything. Dead stars become raw material. Explosions seed future planets. Nothing is wasted. Everything returns in a new form. There are places where time almost stops. Near black holes, moments stretch. A second there could be hours somewhere else. Time is not a constant. It's a condition. Most of the universe will never be visited, not because we lack technology, but because expansion will always outrun us. Some places are already slipping beyond possibility. Space has a memory. Ancient light carries imprints of the universe's earliest moments. Every photon is a traveler carrying history. Your body obeys the same rules as galaxies: gravity, motion, energy. The same equations describe stars and heartbeats alike. There are sounds converted from space data, not because space carries sound, but because its patterns can be translated into haunting tones, echoes of rotation, collapse, and orbit. Some stars orbit nothing visible. Their motion reveals invisible companions, dark objects shaping their paths without ever being seen. The night sky looks calm because it's far away. Up close, stars burn violently. Nuclear reactions rage endlessly. Calm is a matter of distance. You're always under a shower of particles. Cosmic rays pass through you every second, harmless and unnoticed. Visitors from distant explosions. The universe has no obligation to make sense. Yet somehow it follows rules simple enough to be written and mysterious enough to never be finished. There are planets made mostly of diamond, carbon crushed under pressure until entire worlds become crystalline. Some stars sing. Their surfaces ripple in rhythms that reveal their inner structure, vibrations across millions of kilometers. Darkness is not the absence of light. It's light stretched so thin it no longer reaches your eyes. The universe may end quietly, not with collapse or fire, but with slow cooling, stars fading one by one, until only darkness and time remain. And yet, here you are, thinking, listening, existing, on a small planet, in a calm moment, inside a universe that doesn't mind waiting. Let that stillness carry you a little farther. Nothing in the universe is truly still. Even now, as you rest, the ground beneath you spins, the planet glides, the galaxy drifts, and space itself stretches outward. Motion is the universe's natural state, slow, patient, and constant. Earth rotates once every day, yet you feel no wind from it. That's because everything around you moves together, the air, the oceans, even your thoughts. Motion without resistance feels like stillness. The sun is not stationary either. It carries all its planets along a vast orbit around the center of the Milky Way, completing one slow circle every 225 million years. One galactic year passes, and life evolves. The Milky Way itself is moving, pulled by gravity toward massive clusters far beyond our sight. Our entire galaxy drifts through space like a leaf on an unseen current. Space does not end. As far as we can tell, it simply continues. No wall, no edge, just more distance, fading into places light hasn't reached yet. There are regions so far away that their light will never reach Earth, not because they don't shine, but because space expands faster than light can travel toward us. They exist forever, unseen. Stars are not fixed points. They wobble, orbit, and sway in delicate gravitational dances. Entire systems move together, guided by invisible mass. Gravity is not a force pulling things inward. It is space bending under weight. Objects follow curves, not commands. Falling is simply following the shape of the universe. Black holes do not roam, looking to consume. They sit quietly, heavy enough to fold space deeply, waiting as matter drifts too close on its own. If the sun vanished instantly, Earth would continue orbiting for 8 minutes. Gravity's information travels at the speed of light. Even reality has delay. Time does not flow equally everywhere. Satellites orbiting Earth experience time slightly faster than you do. GPS systems must correct for this, or maps would slowly drift. Your body is mostly empty space. Atoms are vast distances apart compared to their size. Solidity is an illusion created by forces refusing overlap. Every atom in you has existed before, not once, but many times. In oceans, stars, rocks, clouds, and creatures long forgotten. The universe does not favor complexity, yet complexity arises anyway. Stars, chemistry, life, emerging naturally from simple rules. There are stars that pulse like heartbeats. Their brightness rises and falls in perfect rhythm, allowing scientists to measure vast distances with light alone. Light has no sense of time. From its perspective, creation and arrival are the same moment. The journey is instant. Space is colder than any winter you know. Yet even there, particles move, energy flows, and faint warmth remains. The universe has survived chaos, violent births, collisions, collapses, and still it expands calmly, carrying the memory of everything that has happened. Most matter will never become part of anything interesting. It will drift, cool, and fade without forming stars or planets. Existence does not guarantee significance. And yet, here you are, a pattern of atoms aware of itself, on a warm planet, beneath a quiet sky, riding layers of motion without feeling them. You don't need to go anywhere. You are already traveling farther than imagination allows. Let the movement carry you, no effort required. Light is the universe's great traveler. It never rests. From the moment it is born, it moves, crossing distances so large the mind can only soften around them, not hold them. When a star ignites, its first light begins a journey that may last longer than civilizations, longer than species, longer than memory itself. Some light traveling now left its source before Earth existed. Light does not age. It carries no clock. For photons, the moment of creation and the moment of arrival are the same instant. Time does not pass for light the way it does for you. The night sky is layered with time. Nearby stars show you the recent past. Distant galaxies show you a universe that was younger, hotter, denser. Looking up is looking back. Some of the light reaching your eyes tonight began its journey before the first trees grew on Earth. It crossed expanding space patiently, never knowing if it would ever be seen. Light can bend. Gravity curves space, and light follows those curves, forming arcs, rings, and mirrored images of galaxies far beyond reach. The universe acts as its own lens. There are places where light cannot escape, not because it slows, but because space itself curves inward so steeply that all paths lead back inside. Even light must follow the shape it's given. Despite its speed, light is finite. It moves fast, unimaginably fast, yet the universe is larger still. There will always be places light has not reached. Darkness is not emptiness. It is simply light that has not arrived yet, or light stretched too thin to be seen. Space glows faintly everywhere. A soft microwave warmth fills the universe, the echo of creation itself. You are immersed in ancient light at all times. Your eyes are time machines. Each star is a message. Each photon is a story delivered without words. Light carries fingerprints. From its color and spectrum, scientists can tell a star's temperature, age, motion, and composition. Light remembers where it came from. Nothing in the universe travels faster than light. And yet, space itself can expand faster than light can cross it. Distance grows without motion. Some galaxies are already unreachable. Their light still reaches us now, but one day it won't. They will fade from view, not because they disappear, but because space grows between us. Stars do not shine forever. They burn fuel slowly, steadily, until one day their light changes or ends. The sky is a record of countless endings we haven't seen yet. There are stars whose light will outlive Earth. Long after oceans dry and mountains erode, their photons will still cross the universe. Light can push. Solar sails use light itself as wind, proof that even something weightless carries momentum. Your shadow is proof of light's presence. It exists only because light is everywhere else. The universe communicates in light. Radio waves, infrared, visible glow, X-rays. Each reveals a different layer of reality. You are warm because of ancient light. Sunlight that began its journey 8 minutes ago now rests on your skin, quietly completing a long trip. Every moment, trillions of photons pass through your body. They leave no trace. They simply pass, like quiet visitors. The universe is generous with light. Even in its coldest emptiness, some glow remains. And one day, far in the future, light will thin, stars will fade, galaxies will dim, the universe will grow darker, not suddenly, but gently. But tonight, light is still arriving. Old light, patient light, light that crossed everything to reach you. Let it settle. The universe is not held together by what you can see. Stars, planets, and glowing galaxies are only the surface layer. Beneath them lies an invisible structure, quiet and powerful, shaping everything without ever revealing itself directly. Most of the universe is unseen, not hidden behind something, not far away, simply invisible. Dark matter does not shine, reflect, or absorb light. It passes through space silently, yet its gravity holds galaxies together like an unseen spine. Without dark matter, galaxies would fly apart. Stars move too fast. The visible mass is not enough. Something else must be there, gently pulling, keeping cosmic cities from dissolving into darkness. Dark matter forms vast filaments. Across hundreds of millions of light years, it stretches like an enormous web. Galaxies form along these strands, clustering where filaments intersect, leaving great empty voids between them. Those voids are not small. They can be tens of millions of light years across, regions where almost nothing exists. Floating through them would feel like drifting in eternal night. The universe looks smooth only from far away. Up close, it is lumpy, threaded, uneven. Structure emerges naturally from gravity, working patiently over time. There is also dark energy, even more mysterious. Unlike gravity, it pushes outward, causing the expansion of the universe to accelerate. It does not clump. It fills space evenly, quietly urging everything apart. About 70% of the universe is dark energy. About 25% is dark matter. Everything you can see, stars, planets, dust, life, makes up less than 5%. You are rare matter, a small, bright exception in a universe dominated by things we cannot touch or see. Yet, these invisible forces do not feel hostile. They are calm, steady, consistent. They shape without intention, guide without awareness. The cosmic web grew slowly. Tiny differences in density after the universe's birth were amplified over billions of years. Gravity gathered what little it could, forming patterns from near nothing. Nothing was planned. No design was required. Simple laws repeated endlessly, and structure emerged on unimaginable scales. Galaxies are not scattered randomly. They follow the hidden scaffolding beneath them, tracing outlines drawn by dark matter long before stars existed. Light reveals only part of the story. Gravity tells the rest. Even empty space has energy. Vacuum is not nothing. Quantum fluctuations ripple quietly, appearing and disappearing faster than time can notice. The universe is balanced on subtle relationships. Too much dark energy, and nothing would form. Too little, and everything might collapse. You exist because the balance holds, because invisible forces did not tip too far in either direction. Every atom in your body responds to gravity, not just Earth's pull, but the faint influence of distant galaxies, clusters, and the slow expansion of space itself. You are connected to the large-scale structure of the universe, not metaphorically, physically. If you could see gravity, the sky would look entirely different. Curves, wells, waves, a landscape sculpted by mass and distance. But gravity remains unseen. Dark matter remains silent. Dark energy remains unknown. And still, the universe works. It forms stars, it forms planets, it forms moments of awareness like this one. You do not need to understand the architecture to rest within it. You are already supported by it, held gently by forces that ask nothing of you. Let that unseen support carry you. Time feels simple when measured by clocks. Seconds pass, minutes follow, night becomes morning. But in the universe, time is not a straight line. It bends, stretches, and behaves differently depending on where you are and how fast you move. Time began with the universe. There was no before the beginning, no empty moment waiting. Time itself came into existence along with space, unfolding together like two sides of the same fabric. Everywhere you look, you are seeing time layered on itself. Nearby objects appear almost as they are now. Distant galaxies appear as they were long ago. The universe presents its history all at once, spread across the sky. Gravity slows time. The stronger the gravity, the slower time passes. Near massive objects, clocks tick more slowly than they do far away. This is not a theory, it has been measured. Your head ages faster than your feet, only by tiny fractions of a second over a lifetime, but the effect is real. Gravity's pull on your feet is slightly stronger, slowing time just a little more. Time moves differently for satellites. Without corrections for time dilation, navigation systems would drift kilometers off course each day. Even modern life must obey cosmic rules. The universe remembers its past, not in thoughts, but in structure. Patterns in ancient light preserve traces of the universe's earliest moments, like ripples frozen into a vast pond. Some events can never be undone. Entropy increases, systems spread out, energy disperses. This one-way flow gives time its direction. Stars are clocks. Their brightness, color, and life cycles reveal their ages. By reading starlight, scientists measure billions of years with quiet precision. Galaxies carry memory too. Their shapes tell stories of collisions long past, of slow mergers and ancient encounters that reshape them forever. Time passes more slowly at high speeds. Move faster, and time stretches. For particles racing near light speed, lifetimes grow longer. Motion protects them from decay. Light does not experience time. From its perspective, the universe's entire history is a single moment. Birth and arrival are the same instant. The future of the universe depends on time's patience. Stars will eventually exhaust their fuel. Galaxies will fade. Motion will slow. But this takes timescales so long, they feel almost imaginary. There will be an era with no stars. Long after the last one burns out, the universe will grow dark. Not suddenly, gradually, quietly. Before that, there is still warmth, still motion, still structure, still moments like this. You exist in a rare window, a time when stars shine, planets orbit, and complexity can arise. A brief chapter in an immense story. Time allows memory. Without it, nothing could persist. No patterns, no continuity, no awareness. Your thoughts exist because time flows. Each idea follows another, carried forward moment by moment. The universe does not hurry. Its changes are slow, deliberate, unfolding across spans that make human lives feel like sparks. And yet, those sparks matter. They are part of the pattern, part of the story time is telling. Right now, the universe is older than it has ever been, and younger than it will ever be again. You are always moving forward, not because you choose to, but because time carries everything with it. There is no need to resist, no need to rush. The same current that carries galaxies carries you. Let time soften, Let moments stretch. Far beyond the present moment, the universe continues its slow unfolding, not toward drama, not toward an ending that arrives suddenly, but toward stillness. A calm so gradual it feels almost gentle. Space is already cold, colder than any place you've ever known. Yet it continues to cool imperceptibly as the universe expands and energy spreads thinner and thinner. Stars will not burn forever. Even the longest-lived ones, small and steady, will eventually exhaust their fuel. One by one, lights will go out across the cosmos. This will not happen at once. Trillions of years will pass. Galaxies will age. Star formation will slow, then stop. The sky will grow darker but patiently. Black holes will remain long after stars fade. They will drift silently, holding on to mass and memory. Even they are not eternal. Over immense spans of time, they too will slowly lose energy and disappear. Nothing dramatic marks these endings. No explosions, no collapse, just quiet transitions stretched across timescales so vast they resist imagination. The universe tends toward balance. Energy spreads out, differences soften, extremes fade. This gradual smoothing is the long-term direction of everything. Yet, even in this future, motion does not stop. Particles still drift, space still expands, time still passes. The universe does not become empty, it becomes calm. There may come an era where no new light is born, where only the faint glow of old radiation remains, stretched thin across enormous distances. From the inside, this future would feel peaceful. No sudden silence, just a deepening quiet, like a room slowly emptying. Entropy increases, but not harshly. It is not destruction, it is dispersal. Energy finding equilibrium. The universe is not running down, it is resting. Even now, this process has already begun. The present moment exists partway along this path, balanced between youthful brightness and distant calm. You live in a luminous era, a time rich with contrast, stars and shadows, heat and cold, motion and rest. This richness is temporary, and that is what makes it precious. The future universe will not remember you, but that does not make you insignificant. Memory is not the measure of meaning. For a brief moment, the universe became aware of itself, through you, through thought, through quiet curiosity. That awareness does not vanish, it happened. It is part of the universe's history, carried forward in time. Even when all structure fades, the fact that it once existed remains true forever. Nothing erases that. The universe does not judge its own story, it simply unfolds it. And right now, the story includes this moment, this pause, this breath. You do not need to face the deep future. It is far away, unfolding gently, without urgency. Tonight belongs to the present, to warmth, to quiet light, to rest. Let the distant future drift where it will. You are here, and that is enough. Eventually, everything arrives somewhere, not at an ending, not at a destination, but at a state where nothing needs to change quickly anymore. The universe has always been moving toward that quiet balance, even while creating stars, planets, and moments like this one. The future stretches far beyond imagination, not years, not centuries, but spans so long that language struggles to hold them. Trillions upon trillions of years unfold softly without milestones anyone could notice. Long after the last stars form, the universe enters a new phase. Galaxies still exist, but they grow dim. White dwarfs cool, neutron stars spin down. Light becomes rare, not absent, just sparse. Planets continue to orbit long-dead stars. Cold worlds circling faint embers, tracing paths that no longer warm anything. Motion continues, even when purpose seems gone. Some objects remain bound together. Gravity still holds small systems close, even as the wider universe expands beyond reach. Islands of matter drifting in an ever-growing sea of space. Most galaxies will disappear from view, not destroyed, but carried so far away by expansion that their light can never arrive. Each galaxy becomes alone in the darkness, unaware of others that still exist. In that distant time, the night sky would look empty, not because nothing is there, but because nothing else can be seen. Atoms themselves may not last forever. Some theories suggest even protons decay extremely slowly, turning matter into faint radiation over inconceivable timescales. Solid things become whispers. Structure dissolves gradually, not through violence, but through patience. Everything softens, differences blur, energy spreads evenly. This is not a failure of the universe. It is simply the universe completing its long exhale. There is no loneliness in this future. Loneliness requires awareness. The universe does not miss what it no longer contains. What once existed remains true. Stars once shone. Life once thought. Awareness once appeared. Those facts are permanent, even when nothing remembers them. Time does not regret its own passage. It moves forward because that is what it does. Even now, you carry echoes of the deep future. The calm you feel when things slow, the relief of letting go. The comfort of knowing nothing must be held forever. The universe is not rushing you. It has never rushed anything. Your worries exist on scales the cosmos barely notices. That does not make them unimportant. It makes them small enough to be held gently. In the vast timeline of everything, this moment is brief, but it is complete. Nothing is missing from it. The universe does not demand legacy. It does not require permanence. It allows moments to exist fully, then pass. You are allowed to rest the same way, to exist without needing to last forever, to matter without needing to be remembered. Stars did not ask to shine. They simply did. And when they were done, they faded without resistance. There is wisdom in that. Right now, the universe is still warm enough for thought, still structured enough for meaning, still bright enough for wonder. You are here during that rare balance. Let that be enough. Let the far future remain far away. It will arrive on its own, long after urgency has lost all meaning. Tonight belongs to the present, to breathing, to quiet awareness, to letting the mind drift where it feels safest. Nothing is required of you. You are moving with the universe exactly as you should. The universe follows rules, but not rigid ones. They are soft rules, flexible, elegant in their simplicity. From them, everything else quietly unfolds. At the deepest level, reality is built from patterns, not solid pieces, not tiny objects bouncing like grains of sand, but probabilities, chances layered on top of one another, forming what feels solid only because it is so consistent. Particles can exist in many states at once. They do not choose until they must. Possibility lingers unresolved until interaction gently settles it into one outcome. Even emptiness is active. In what seems like perfect vacuum, pairs of particles briefly appear and vanish, flickering in and out of existence too quickly to notice. Space is never truly still. The universe allows uncertainty, not as a flaw, but as a feature. Absolute precision is impossible. There is always a softness at the edges of knowledge. Yet, from uncertainty comes stability. Atoms form reliably. Stars burn predictably. Orbits repeat with quiet faithfulness. chaos and order coexist without conflict. Laws of nature do not care where you are. The same rules apply in distant galaxies as they do here in this quiet moment. The universe is consistent, and that consistency makes rest possible. Nothing happens without cause, but not all causes are simple. Some are layered, distributed across time and space, gently nudging outcomes rather than forcing them. Gravity does not pull with intention. Particles simply follow the easiest paths available to them. What we call falling is the universe choosing efficiency. Energy prefers balance. When something is uneven, energy flows until it smooths itself out. Heat spreads, motion slows, extremes soften. This tendency toward balance is why calm always returns. After storms, after motion, after change. The universe does not seek perfection. It allows variation. It tolerates imperfection. It makes room for difference. That is why stars vary in size, why planets differ wildly, why no two moments are exactly the same. Time itself emerges from change. If nothing changed, time would have no meaning. Because things evolve, moments can be distinguished. You exist because conditions allowed complexity, not because it was inevitable, but because it was permitted. The universe did not need life, but it made space for it. And when awareness appeared, the universe gained a way to observe itself, not permanently, not everywhere, but briefly, beautifully. Thought is not separate from nature. It is something nature does when conditions align. Your mind follows physical laws, electrical signals, chemical balances, energy moving through living matter. And yet, within those rules, imagination arises, memory, emotion, calm. The same universe that governs galaxies governs your breath. The rhythm of expansion and release echoes in lungs, waves, and sleep. Nothing about you violates cosmic rules. You are not an exception. You are an expression. The universe is not cold toward meaning. It simply does not impose meaning. It allows it to arise where it can. Meaning exists when awareness meets pattern. Right now, that meeting is happening quietly. You do not need to understand the universe to belong to it. Understanding is optional. Existence is enough. Every rule the universe follows also protects you. Consistency allows prediction. Stability allows rest. You can trust the ground beneath you because physics holds. You can trust the sun will rise because gravity and motion persist. The universe is reliable in its unreliability. It changes slowly, following tendencies rather than sudden whims. Even the unknown follows structure. Mystery does not mean disorder. It simply means depth. There will always be questions without answers. That is not a problem. It is spaciousness. You are allowed to stop asking for a while, to let curiosity sleep, to let awareness soften. The universe will continue without supervision. It does not need your attention to function. Tonight, it carries you effortlessly, through rotation, through orbit, through expansion. Nothing you forget will be lost. Nothing you release will break the pattern. You are held by laws older than stars, gentler than thought. Let that logic comfort you, not sharp logic, soft logic, the kind that allows rest. Between the stars lies the greatest calm the universe knows. Not emptiness, but space so open and wide that motion feels like rest. Distances stretch gently, allowing everything to exist without crowding, without urgency. Most of the universe exists here, not inside galaxies, not inside stars, but in the vast intervals between them. Long reaches where nothing shines brightly, yet everything is still present. In these regions, time feels different. There are no dramatic changes, no cycles of birth and collapse. just steady expansion, patient and unhurried. If you could drift there, you would not feel alone. Loneliness needs comparison. Out here, there is only presence, quiet, evenly distributed, unopposed. The spaces between stars are not empty of history. Particles passing through may have once been part of distant suns, ancient planets, or clouds that never became anything more. Everything carries a past, even when it travels alone. Radiation moves through these regions endlessly. Faint signals from long-faded events cross paths without interacting, like whispers passing in the dark. There is no sound, yet there is rhythm. Expansion itself provides a gentle pace. The universe grows not in bursts, but in a steady unfolding. Nothing is wasted here. Even isolated particles contribute to the overall balance. Mass, energy, and motion are never discarded, only rearranged. The silence between stars is not absence, it is allowance. Room for things to exist without pressure. Galaxies form because there is space for them to gather. Stars burn because there is room for energy to release. Calm makes creation possible. Your thoughts mirror this structure. They arise best when there is space between them. Too much crowding creates noise. Quiet allows clarity. The universe seems vast because it values distance. Closeness creates heat and change. Distance creates stability. There are regions where light thins to almost nothing. Yet, even there, ancient photons pass occasionally, reminders that something once happened somewhere else. Nothing in the universe demands constant activity. Stillness is not failure. It is a state just as valid as motion. In the deep spaces, gravity is gentle. Its pull weakens with distance, allowing particles to drift freely, barely influenced, barely constrained. These regions will outlast almost everything else. Stars will fade, galaxies will dissolve, but space itself will remain, stretching quietly onward. The future universe will be mostly this: wide, calm expanses with only faint traces of structure, a return to simplicity. This is not emptiness taking over, it is balance completing itself. You can sense this calm even now, in pauses between breaths, in moments when nothing needs attention. The universe does not fill every gap, it leaves room for rest, for drift, for quiet existence. That space is not wasted, it is essential. Without distance, nothing could move. Without silence, nothing could be noticed. You are allowed to be like the space between stars, present but not busy, existing but not striving. The universe does not measure worth by brightness. Most of what exists never shines at all, and yet it is still part of everything. You do not need to glow to belong. You do not need to be noticed to matter. The calm that fills the cosmos also surrounds you now, carrying Earth through orbit, carrying the galaxy through motion, carrying your thoughts gently forward. Nothing presses you from behind, nothing pulls you ahead. There is only this quiet interval. Rest here for a moment, in the silence that holds all stars apart and holds you just as gently. The universe is not built on urgency. It unfolds because conditions allow it to, not because anything demands that it must. This allowance, this quiet permission, is one of the rarest and most important features of everything that exists. For stars to form, space must be patient. Gas clouds drift for millions of years before gravity gathers them. Nothing rushes the process, nothing forces ignition. It happens only when balance allows it. For planets to remain stable, motion must be precise. Too fast, and they escape. Too slow, and they fall inward. The universe permits narrow windows where harmony can last. These windows are fragile, And yet, they appear again and again. Life itself exists only because the universe is calm enough. Violence dominates many regions, radiation, collisions, extremes of heat and cold. But here, conditions soften just enough. Not perfect, just sufficient. The laws of physics are not fine-tuned for comfort, they are simply consistent. That consistency allows complexity to grow without collapsing. Change happens, but slowly. Stars burn for billions of years. Orbits remain steady across epochs. Even chaos unfolds within limits. The universe allows time to linger, long enough for chemistry to deepen, long enough for awareness to emerge, long enough for moments to be felt. Most of the universe will never host life, and that is not tragic. It is simply the cost of vastness. Calm must be rare to be meaningful. You exist in one of those rare pockets, a place where extremes are softened, where forces counterbalance one another gently. Earth is not special because it was chosen. It is special because it remained undisturbed long enough. Even now, this calm continues. The sun burns steadily, the planet turns reliably. Seasons shift without collapsing the whole system. The universe does not protect you intentionally, yet protection emerges naturally when balances hold. Silence is not emptiness. It is the absence of disruption. It is what allows patterns to persist. The deepest calm in the universe is not found in stillness, but in rhythm, orbit, rotation, expansion, repetition without urgency. Your body recognizes this rhythm: breath in, breath out, wakefulness, rest, thought, pause. You feel safe when patterns repeat. So does the universe. That is why chaos eventually settles, energy spreads, motion smooths, sharp differences soften. This tendency toward calm is not weakness. It is stability asserting itself. The universe does not cling to excitement. It allows brightness, then releases it. It allows intensity, then lets it fade. Nothing is forced to remain. You are allowed the same permission to exist without constant effort, to be present without producing anything. The universe does not ask stars to justify their light. It does not ask planets to explain their orbits. It does not ask you to prove your worth. Existence is already enough. Calm is not the absence of meaning. It is the space where meaning can appear. The quieter the surroundings, the more clearly patterns emerge. The softer the noise, the easier it is to rest. Even now, cosmic background radiation hums softly around you, a reminder that calm has existed since the universe was young. Nothing has interrupted it. The universe has endured unimaginable change without losing its balance. Expansion, cooling, formation, dissolution. Through all of it, allowance remained. Tonight, you're inside that allowance. Nothing urgent approaches. Nothing demands resolution. The same rules that hold galaxies apart hold this moment together. You are supported not by intention, but by consistency. Not by attention, but by balance. And balance does not tire. Let yourself match that pace. Not fast, not slow, just steady. The universe will continue either way. There is no pressure to keep up. Rest inside the calm that allows everything to exist. There is a place the universe spends most of its time in. Not the beginning, not the ending, but the middle. A long, quiet stretch where nothing dramatic needs to happen for everything to continue existing exactly as it is. The universe has already left its violent youth behind. The earliest eras were loud in their own way. Rapid expansion, intense heat, particles colliding constantly. But that urgency faded long ago. What followed was patience, structure forming slowly, Galaxies assembling over billions of years, stars learning how to burn steadily instead of briefly. You are living deep inside this middle age of the cosmos, a time stable enough for memory, calm enough for rest, quiet enough for awareness. Most moments in the universe are like this one, not marked by events, not defined by change, simply existing, gently moving forward. The universe does not spend much time at extremes. It passes through them, then settles into long periods of balance. Extremes are brief. Calm is long. Expansion continues but slowly. Nothing tears apart. Nothing collapses suddenly. Space stretches evenly, like fabric easing under its own weight. In this endless middle, stars shine without urgency. They burn because conditions allow it, not because anything pushes them. Nuclear reactions unfold smoothly, balanced between pressure and gravity. Planets trace their paths faithfully, orbit after orbit, without awareness, without effort. Motion becomes habit. The universe values repetition. Patterns that work are allowed to repeat millions, billions, trillions of times. This repetition creates comfort, not emotional comfort, structural comfort, stability that can be relied upon. You feel it as predictability. The sun rises, the night returns. Breathing continues without instruction. Even chaos follows patterns. Storms dissipate. Motion spreads out. Disorder never grows without limit. The universe rarely surprises itself. It follows its tendencies patiently, never rushing to reach conclusions. In the deep Middle Ages, galaxies slowly drift apart, not pulled away violently, but carried by expanding space itself. Distance increases without resistance. Eventually, galaxies beyond a certain distance can no longer be seen. They still exist, but their light will never arrive. The universe becomes quieter simply because signals stop reaching one another. From inside a future galaxy, the universe will look smaller, not because it is smaller, but because connection has thinned. This loss is not experienced as sadness. It is simply how expansion feels from within. The universe does not experience nostalgia. It does not long for earlier brightness or closer neighbors. It moves forward without reflection. Only awareness creates longing, and awareness appears briefly in small pockets like this one. That makes moments of awareness precious, not because they are rare in absolute terms, but because they are temporary. You are inside one of those pockets now, a moment where thought can observe existence without needing to act. The universe allows this. It does not interfere. It does not demand silence or noise. It simply continues. The Middle Ages of the universe are generous. They provide time, enormous stretches of it, where nothing collapses suddenly. This is why rest is possible, because the ground beneath existence is stable. Your body mirrors this cosmic phase, a balance between growth and decline, between activity and rest. Nothing in you is required to accelerate. Nothing must reach an ending tonight. The universe does not push itself toward conclusions. It allows them to arrive when conditions naturally shift. Even the far future will not arrive abruptly. It will emerge slowly, barely noticeable, like night deepening after sunset. For now, the universe remains comfortably unfinished, still forming stars, still holding planets, still allowing thought. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where the universe currently is. The endless middle is not boring. It is spacious. It gives room for quiet moments, for slow breathing, for drifting attention. Nothing needs to change for this moment to be complete. The universe is content to let things exist without direction, to let motion continue without destination. You can do the same. Let your thoughts drift without purpose. Let awareness float without needing to arrive anywhere. The universe has been doing this for billions of years, and it will continue long after. For now, there is no edge in sight, no finish line, only this wide, open middle holding everything gently. The universe does not move toward a clear ending. There is no final chapter waiting patiently ahead, no moment where everything resolves into a single conclusion. Instead, the universe stretches forward without obligation, without summary, without a final note. Most stories humans tell move toward endings. They close loops, they settle questions, they arrive somewhere definite. The universe does not share this habit. It prefers continuation. Even the far future is not an ending. It is simply another condition, colder, quieter, more spread out, but still present. Expansion does not aim for completion. Space grows because that is its nature. There is no finish point where it decides to stop. Time does not count down. It flows. It does not anticipate what comes next. It simply becomes the next moment. The universe has already outlived countless possibilities. Entire configurations of matter rose and faded without consequence. Most arrangements were brief. Some lasted longer. None were permanent. Nothing was promised permanence. Stars shine temporarily. Galaxies assemble temporarily. Even particles may not last forever. Existence is generous but not binding. This lack of a finish line removes pressure. If nothing is required to conclude, then nothing is required to hurry. The universe does not rush to become what it will be. It arrives there gradually, without noticing the transition. Even now, the present does not feel like a midpoint. It simply feels like now. That is always how time presents itself. There was no announcement when stars first ignited, no signal when galaxies formed, no marker when awareness appeared. Events happen quietly, then are carried forward as facts. You exist as one of those facts, not central, not peripheral, simply included. The universe does not ask what something is for. Purpose is not a requirement. Function is enough. Stars burn because pressure and fusion allow it. Planets orbit because gravity and motion balance. Thought occurs because chemistry and energy align. No deeper reason is demanded. The absence of a finish line means nothing is falling behind. There is no pace to match, no deadline to meet. Every moment exists fully, regardless of what comes next. This is why the universe can afford patience. With no destination, there is no urgency. Galaxies drift apart without regret. They do not miss proximity. They do not remember closeness. They simply continue. Light fades without disappointment. When a star exhausts its fuel, it does not resist. It changes state, quietly. The universe does not cling. It allows transitions without commentary. Awareness is different. It notices change. It feels loss and anticipation. It imagines endings. That makes awareness fragile, but it also makes it gentle. You feel pressure only because you imagine a finish, a moment when things must make sense, a time when something must be resolved. The universe does not require that of you. There is no cosmic expectation waiting ahead. The future will arrive whether or not it is prepared for. The present is not a test. It is not a rehearsal. It is not a step toward approval. It is simply happening. Even the most distant future will feel like now to whatever exists then. Not like an ending, not like arrival, just another moment unfolding. The universe does not build toward significance. Significance appears briefly, locally, and then dissolves. That does not make it meaningless. It makes it light. You are allowed to exist without resolution, to rest without answers, to drift without direction. Nothing is being graded. Nothing is being compared. The universe is not keeping score. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are exactly where existence currently is. A moment without a finish line. A pause without demand. Let the idea of completion loosen. Let the need for closure soften. The universe continues, whether or not things feel finished. And tonight, nothing needs to be. You can rest inside something that has no deadline, no final chapter, no last page. Just continuation, slow, wide, and patient. There is a quiet weight to existence. Not a heaviness that presses down, but a gentle presence that keeps things grounded. The universe carries this weight effortlessly, allowing matter to gather, motion to continue, and moments to feel real. Gravity is the simplest expression of this softness. It does not grab, it does not rush. It curves space just enough to guide paths, inviting objects to follow where balance leads. You feel gravity as steadiness, as a sense that the ground will remain where it is, that your body will be held without instruction. This trust is ancient, learned long before thought. The universe is full of holding. Stars hold planets. Galaxies hold stars. Space itself holds energy and time in a broad, patient embrace. Nothing needs to be pinned in place. Things stay where they belong because the surrounding structure allows it. Even motion is a form of being held. Orbits persist because opposing tendencies balance perfectly, falling forward endlessly without ever arriving. The universe favors paths that require the least effort, not because it is lazy, but because balance is stable. What lasts is what fits. You are fitting right now. Your breathing matches the chemistry of your blood. Your heartbeat matches the needs of your cells. Countless balances align without conscious effort. This alignment is not fragile. It has been refined by time, tested by variation, shaped by persistence. Your body is a quiet success of consistency. The universe does not celebrate these successes. It does not mark anniversaries or milestones. It simply continues, allowing what works to keep working. Existence does not require applause. It requires only conditions that hold. Even stars feel this holding. Their immense pressure pushes outward while gravity presses inward. Burning continues only because neither side overwhelms the other. When balance breaks, change follows. Stars expand, collapse, transform. But even this change is guided by the same gentle rules. Nothing is punished for changing. Transformation is not failure, it is adjustment. You're allowed to adjust to slow, to soften, to release what no longer balances. The universe does not cling to exact forms. It permits variation as long as stability can be maintained. This permission creates diversity, different stars, different planets, different moments of awareness. No two balances are identical, yet all obey the same quiet tendencies. The soft weight of being here is what allows sensation. Touch feels real because forces resist overlap. Sound travels because particles pass motion along patiently. Even silence depends on structure. It exists because vibrations settle, because energy disperses evenly. The universe is not loud by default. Noise is temporary. Calm is enduring. You can sense this endurance in still moments, in pauses between thoughts, in the calm that appears when nothing demands attention. That calm is not emptiness. It is the universe holding steady. There is no need to fill it. The present moment has mass, not physical mass, but presence. It occupies time and space fully, even if nothing remarkable happens within it. Most moments are like this, unmarked, uncelebrated, complete. The universe is made mostly of such moments. They do the quiet work of carrying everything else. Dramatic events stand out only because they interrupt calm. But calm is the baseline. Calm is what returns. Even now, after all that has happened across billions of years, the universe rests comfortably in balance. Expansion continues. Gravity holds where it can. Energy flows where it must. Nothing strains. You are not required to strain either. The soft weight of being here does not demand explanation. It does not need justification. It is enough that it exists. You are allowed to feel this weight without interpreting it, to notice steadiness without naming it. Let your attention settle where gravity would place it, gently, naturally, without effort. The universe is doing the same, holding stars, holding space, holding this moment. You are already supported. There are moments when the universe seems to step back, not because it has gone anywhere, but because nothing is being asked of you by it. No response is required, no adjustment, no interpretation. Everything continues on its own. Most of existence works this way. Stars do not wait for permission to burn. Planets do not check whether their orbits are still correct. Space expands without consulting anything it carries. Nothing pauses to be observed, and nothing needs observation to remain real. This is a quiet truth the universe lives by. Existence does not depend on attention. You can look away and everything continues. You can rest and nothing collapses. The universe is stable enough to carry on without supervision. This is why stillness feels safe, because deep down you sense that things are not fragile in the way they sometimes seem. The ground does not require your focus to stay beneath you. The sky does not need acknowledgement to remain above. Even your body knows this. Your heart beats without instruction. Your lungs breathe without command. Systems continue faithfully whether or not you notice them. This automatic continuation is not mechanical in a cold way. It is reliable in a comforting way. The universe has been practicing this reliability for billions of years. When something ends, something else continues, not as replacement, but as persistence. Motion does not stop simply because one pattern fades. The universe does not keep track of what is finished. It does not linger on absences. It moves forward without noticing loss. Awareness does notice, and that noticing can feel heavy, but awareness also allows release. You do not need to carry everything with you. The universe does not. Most matter drifts without responsibility. Particles move where forces guide them, never wondering whether they should do more. There is a kind of peace in that. Human awareness often adds pressure where none exists. A sense that something must be done, understood, completed. The universe offers a different model, existence without obligation. Stars are not productive. They are simply active under the right conditions. Planets are not purposeful. They persist because nothing interrupts them. Even complexity arises without effort. It emerges when systems have time and space to interact. You are part of that emergence, not an exception to it. There is nothing you need to fix to belong, nothing you need to optimize to continue existing. The universe does not demand improvement. It allows change, but it does not insist on it. If nothing changes tonight, everything will still be fine. The present moment does not expire if it is not used. Silence does not waste time. Stillness does not fall behind. In fact, most of the universe is quiet most of the time. Not inactive, just unoccupied. That unoccupied space is what allows everything else to move. The universe leaves room on purpose, not because it plans, but because fullness requires emptiness to exist alongside it. Your thoughts can follow the same rule. They do not need to fill every gap. You can allow pauses to remain pauses, breaths to remain breaths. Nothing is grading how well you rest. The universe is not waiting for you to reach a conclusion. It is not expecting insight, clarity, or resolution. It has carried galaxies through far more uncertainty than this. If your mind drifts, that is fine. If it settles, that is fine too. There is no correct way to exist in a moment that asks nothing. You are allowed to be unfinished, to leave things open, to stop searching for the next step. The universe does not line up moments in order of importance. It does not rank them. This moment is not less valuable because it is quiet. In fact, quiet moments make everything else possible. They are the space between stars, the pause between breaths, the calm between thoughts. Nothing is asking anything of you right now, and nothing will break if you simply remain here. The universe continues, expanding, cooling, drifting, with or without attention. You can let it carry you for a while. No effort required, no response expected, just presence, resting inside something vast enough to hold everything. The universe has always been patient, not because it learned to be, but because patience is built into its structure. Nothing meaningful happens quickly on the largest scales. Everything that lasts takes time, immense, unhurried time. Stars wait millions of years before they shine. Clouds of gas drift, thin and cold, barely changing until gravity gathers them slowly. There is no urgency in this process, no signal to begin, just quiet accumulation. Galaxies assemble even more slowly. Small groups merge into larger ones, orbiting, passing through each other, rearranging themselves across billions of years. No single moment defines their formation. The universe is comfortable with waiting. It does not fear stillness. It does not mistake slowness for failure. Most changes happen so gradually they feel invisible. Expansion does not feel like motion. Cooling does not feel like loss. Time passes without announcing itself. This patience is why the universe feels stable, because nothing is being forced into place. Even dramatic events are prepared for slowly. A star that explodes has spent its entire life approaching that moment. The ending is brief, but the preparation is vast. The universe rarely surprises itself. Outcomes follow tendencies. Change follows imbalance. Stability returns when balance is restored. You are made of this patience. Every cell in your body exists because countless processes proceed at exactly the pace they need. Not faster, not slower. Your heartbeat is patient. It does not rush to finish the day. It simply repeats, trusting that repetition is enough. Your breath is patient, in and out, without agenda, matching your needs moment by moment. Even thought has rhythm. Ideas rise, linger, fade. Nothing stays forever. Nothing needs to. The universe does not worry about how long things take. It does not measure progress against expectation. It allows time to be what it is. That allowance creates resilience. Systems that move slowly absorb disturbance more easily. They bend instead of breaking. This is why calm systems endure, why stars burn steadily, why orbits remain reliable, why life can persist at all. Impatience is a local feeling. It belongs to awareness, not to existence itself. The universe has no deadline. It does not anticipate future states with concern. It does not hurry to reach conclusions. Even the far future will arrive gradually. So gradually that nothing will feel like an arrival. This long patience makes room for complexity, for subtlety, for moments that do not need to justify themselves. You do not need to keep pace with anything larger than yourself. The universe is not counting steps. It does not expect you to use time efficiently. Efficiency is not a cosmic value. Persistence is. Things that endure do so because they are allowed to continue, not because they perform well. The universe has carried itself for billions of years this way, with no oversight, with no instruction, with no plan beyond consistency. You are inside that consistency now. Nothing in this moment is behind schedule. Nothing is late. Rest fits perfectly into the structure of things. The long patience of the universe does not demand awareness, but awareness can feel comforted by it. When you notice how slowly everything truly moves, urgency loosens. When you feel how much time exists, pressure softens. The universe has time for everything it allows to exist. It has time for stars to burn, time for galaxies to drift, time for thoughts to quiet, and time for you to rest. There is no advantage in rushing through a moment that will pass on its own. The universe will still be here when you are done thinking. It will still be expanding, still balancing, still waiting. Nothing depends on you staying alert. You can release attention without consequence. The same patience that holds galaxies holds this moment steady. Let that patience spread into your breathing, into your thoughts, into the spaces between them. The universe is very good at waiting. You can let it do that for you. There is a strange kindness woven into the universe. Not kindness in the human sense, no intention, no emotion, but a structural gentleness that comes from not requiring anything to matter in order to exist. Nothing in the universe has to justify itself. Stars are not required to shine for a reason. Galaxies do not need a purpose to drift. Even existence itself does not answer to a higher demand. Things are allowed to be simply because conditions permit them. This is a vast kindness. Most pressure comes from the idea that something must matter in a specific way, that it must leave a trace, achieve permanence, or justify the space it occupies. The universe rejects this idea completely. Most of what exists will never be noticed. Particles drift forever without interaction. Radiation fades without being detected. Entire regions of space remain unseen and unchanged. And this is not failure. It is the default state. The universe is not a stage waiting for significance. It is a field where patterns appear when they can, then dissolve when they cannot. Nothing is embarrassed by its smallness. Nothing is proud of its size. A grain of dust and a galaxy cluster obey the same rules. Neither outranks the other in any cosmic sense. Meaning is local. It appears briefly where awareness exists, then fades when awareness does. This makes meaning precious, but not mandatory. You do not need to be important to be allowed here. You do not need to be remembered. You do not need to be exceptional. Existence is not conditional. Stars do not wonder whether their light will be seen. They burn because fusion continues. When it ends, they stop. Planets do not ask whether their orbits contribute anything. They move because motion and gravity balance. The universe has never demanded contribution. This is why it can afford such scale, such abundance, such waste by human standards. Entire galaxies may form, shine, and fade without ever interacting with another. Nothing mourns this. The universe is comfortable with things that happen once and with things that never happen again. Awareness changes how this feels. To be aware is to notice impermanence, to feel the weight of passing moments. That can feel heavy unless you notice the other side of it. If nothing is required to matter, then nothing can fail to matter either. You are not in competition with the universe. You are not being compared to anything else. There is no cosmic ranking. The universe does not keep score of outcomes. It does not measure lives by impact. It does not assign value based on duration. It allows. That allowance is enough. This is why rest feels safe when you stop resisting it. Because at the deepest level, nothing is demanding that you do more. The ground beneath you does not care who stands on it. The air does not check whether breathing is deserved. These systems work because they do not discriminate. The universe supports everything equally by supporting nothing intentionally. It simply follows its tendencies: balance, expansion, dispersion, repetition. Within that, moments of awareness appear like brief lights in a long dusk. They are not required, but they are allowed. You are one of those moments, not as an achievement, not as a goal, as a condition that happened to arise. And that is enough. There is relief in realizing you do not have to matter forever, that you do not have to leave marks deep enough to resist time. The universe does not remember its own past. It only carries consequences forward. What has happened remains true, even if it is never recalled. That is how existence honors what passes, by allowing it to have existed at all. Nothing takes that away. Even when stars fade, the fact that they once shone is permanent. Even when awareness ends, the fact that it occurred cannot be undone. You do not need permanence to be complete. This moment does not need to last to be whole. The universe will not ask later why you rested. It will not question why you let go. It will continue as it always has, making room for what arises and releasing it when balance shifts. There is a kindness in this neutrality. No pressure to be extraordinary. No punishment for being quiet. No demand to justify presence. Just existence, allowed. You can feel this kindness when you stop trying to hold on to significance, when you let yourself be small without fear. Small things are not overlooked by the universe. They are simply included without comment. Tonight, you are included. That is all that is required. Let that inclusion feel light. Let the need to matter soften. Let the vastness hold you without expectation. The universe does not need anything from you, and that may be its greatest gift. There comes a point where effort loosens its grip, not because anything has been solved, but because nothing is insisting on being solved right now. The universe reaches this point constantly. It lives there most of the time. Everything that exists is already allowed to be, not approved, not endorsed, simply permitted by the conditions around it. This permission is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not feel dramatic. It feels like space. Space does not tell matter what to become. It gives room, and matter follows its tendencies. Stars form where gravity gathers enough. Nothing forms where it does not. The universe does not correct itself anxiously. It adjusts gently, continuously, without commentary. This is why it feels safe to stop trying for a moment, because existence itself is not trying. Most pressure comes from the idea that something must be managed, that outcomes must be steered, that moments must be optimized. The universe offers a different example. It allows things to unfold at the pace they naturally choose. When galaxies drift apart, nothing intervenes. When stars fade, nothing resists. When patterns dissolve, nothing mourns. This is not indifference, it is freedom from expectation. The universe is not disappointed when something ends. It is not impressed when something begins. Beginnings and endings are simply transitions between conditions. You can feel this truth in natural processes. A wave does not regret breaking. A leaf does not apologize for falling. Night does not justify its arrival. They occur because the surrounding conditions allow them to. Your own thoughts work the same way. They arise when conditions align, memory, sensation, chemistry, and they fade when those conditions shift. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to hold them. They pass because passing is what things do. The universe is built for passing. Even the largest structures are temporary. Galaxies merge, clusters disperse. Light stretches thin. Yet nothing is lost in a meaningful sense. Energy changes form. Motion redirects. Information transforms. The universe does not cling to states. It values flow over preservation. This is why it remains stable over vast time. Systems that cling break. Systems that allow adapt. You are a system that can allow. You can notice when effort tightens, when attention grips too firmly, when thoughts insist on control. And you can loosen. The universe loosens constantly. Expansion itself is a form of letting go. Space stretches, releasing tension between distant regions, never pulling them back together by force. There is no recoil, no snapback, just steady release. This release creates room for gentler states, lower energy, softer motion, calmer configurations. Rest is not inactivity. It is the universe choosing a lower energy arrangement. Your body understands this. When it rests, systems rebalance. Tension dissolves. Energy redistributes. You are not stepping outside natural law when you rest. You are following it. The universe does not equate stillness with absence. Stillness is simply motion spread thin. Even in deep space, particles drift. Even in quiet moments, time moves. Nothing becomes nothing. This is why letting be does not erase existence. It simply changes how existence feels. When you stop insisting on meaning, meaning does not disappear. It becomes optional. When you stop pushing for progress, movement does not stop. It becomes gentle. The universe never demands improvement. It allows variation and sees what remains stable. That stability is not perfection, it is balance. Balance does not require awareness, but awareness can enjoy it. You can enjoy this moment without assigning it a role, without asking what it leads to, without measuring its usefulness. The universe will not check later whether you use this time well. Time does not have an audience. It flows whether or not anything is accomplished. Most of the universe's time is unobserved, and it does not suffer for it. This is the quiet freedom hidden inside vastness. Nothing needs to be proven. Nothing needs to be held. You are free to let this moment be exactly what it is. A pause, a breath, a stretch of awareness with no destination. The universe has been practicing this freedom since its beginning. It has let entire eras pass without comment. It has let structures form and fade without resistance, and it has let awareness appear briefly, without obligation to last. You are one of those brief appearances, not fragile, not mistaken, just temporary. And temporary things do not need to hurry. Let that freedom soften you. Let your thoughts thin out like light. traveling farther and farther through space. Nothing is being lost. Nothing is being missed. The universe continues, expanding, cooling, balancing, without requiring participation. You can rest inside that continuation. No decisions needed, no outcomes required, just being allowed. Everything the universe creates, it eventually releases, not abruptly, not carelessly, but with the same steady patience it uses to create. Nothing is clutched. Nothing is forced to stay beyond the balance that allows it. Stars are the clearest example. They gather matter, burn brightly, and then, when the balance shifts, they let go. Some shed their outer layers gently, forming quiet clouds that drift for ages. Others end in brilliant bursts that scatter their substance across space. In both cases, nothing is wasted. The universe does not keep souvenirs. It transforms. What looks like loss is usually redistribution. Atoms that once belonged to a star become part of future worlds. Energy that once burned brightly spreads out, warming space by the smallest imaginable amount. Nothing insists on ownership. Galaxies behave the same way. They assemble from smaller parts, grow heavy with stars, then slowly stretch apart as expansion increases the distance between them. Gravity holds where it can. Where it cannot, it releases. There is no tension in this release, no struggle, no regret. The universe does not remember what it used to hold. It carries consequences forward, but not attachment. Awareness experiences this differently. We remember, we compare, we hold images of what once was and wonder why it cannot remain the same. But the universe has never tried to remain the same. Its stability comes from change, not resistance to it. Even the laws of physics allow transformation. Energy shifts form, matter changes state, motion redirects. Nothing is required to stay fixed. This flexibility is why everything continues. Rigid systems break, flexible systems persist. The universe is the most flexible system imaginable. It expands rather than compresses. It disperses rather than hoards. It allows rather than enforces. You are made of this same flexibility. Your body replaces its cells continuously. What you were years ago is not what you are now. And yet, you remain. Identity persists without sameness. Memory does not require material permanence. It requires continuity of pattern. And even memory changes, details soften, edges blur. What remains is not exactness, but impression. The universe treats memory the same way. It preserves traces, not records. Ancient light carries patterns of early conditions, not detailed stories. Radiation remembers temperature, density, expansion, not events, not names. This is enough. Nothing needs to be recorded perfectly to have existed. When something passes, it does not vanish into nothing. It becomes part of the background conditions that allow new things to arise. Even absence shapes what comes next. The universe carries what it cannot keep by letting it dissolve into context. This is why endings do not collapse the whole. They feed the continuation. You can feel this in small ways. A thought fades, but the calm that follows shapes the next moment. A feeling passes, but it leaves behind a subtle change in tone. Nothing passes without influence. Nothing stays without change. The universe is comfortable with this exchange. It does not try to preserve exact states, because exact states are unstable. Flow is what lasts. This is why rest works, because it aligns with the universe's tendency to release unnecessary tension. When you rest, you are not stopping anything important. You are allowing redistribution. Energy that was concentrated in effort spreads out. A tension that was tight becomes soft. Thoughts that were insistent loosen their hold. The universe recognizes this as balance returning. There is no moment where everything must be held together by force. Gravity holds what can be held. Expansion releases what cannot. Both are equally natural. You do not need to decide when to hold and when to release. Your body already knows. Your breath already knows. Inhale gathers, exhale releases. The universe breathes this way too. Formation gathers, expansion releases. Nothing is wrong when something ends. It is simply exhaling. Nothing is exceptional when something begins. It is simply inhaling. Between these motions lies the long, quiet rhythm that carries everything forward. You are inside that rhythm now. Nothing you are feeling needs to be preserved perfectly. Nothing needs to be fixed in place. You can allow experiences to pass without erasing them. They will remain true in the only way truth needs, as something that happened. The universe does not archive its moments. It trusts that having occurred is enough. Stars that burned billions of years ago do not need to burn again to matter. Their existence shaped what came after. That influence is permanent. In the same way, your moments do not need to last to be complete. They have already done what moments do. You are allowed to let go without losing meaning. The universe carries what it cannot keep by turning it into space for what comes next. That space is not empty. It is possibility. Tonight, you are allowed to become part of that space, not erased, not forgotten, simply redistributed into rest. The universe knows how to carry things forward without strain. You can let it do that for you now. At some point, motion becomes gentle enough to feel like rest, not because it stops, but because it no longer pushes against anything. The universe has been moving toward this state since its beginning, not as a goal, but as a natural consequence of balance spreading out. Everything tends toward ease. In the earliest moments, nothing was easy. Energy was packed tightly. Temperatures were extreme. Change happened faster than structure could form, but that intensity did not last. It never does. As space expanded, pressure eased. As energy spread, motion softened. As extremes faded, room appeared. That room is what allowed everything else to exist. Stars could form because there was space for gravity to work slowly. Planets could remain because motion had room to settle into stable paths. Awareness could arise because nothing was collapsing too quickly. Rest is not the opposite of motion. It is motion that no longer strains. The universe understands this instinctively. Even now, expansion continues, but without violence. Galaxies drift apart without resistance. Light stretches without tearing. The universe does not hurry toward stillness. It allows stillness to appear gradually wherever tension dissolves. This is why calm feels familiar. It echoes the long-term direction of everything. The deepest rest is not sleep, it is alignment, when nothing pulls harder than it should. In such moments, effort feels unnecessary. Thoughts slow not because they are forced to, but because there is nothing left for them to chase. The universe does not need to finish its story to rest. It rests while continuing. You can do the same. Most of the universe's time is spent in this quiet continuation. Not building, not breaking, just existing at a sustainable pace. This is the state everything eventually approaches. Lower energy, wider spacing, gentler interactions. Not emptiness, ease. Even far in the future, when stars have faded and structures have thinned, motion will still exist. but it will be soft enough to feel like silence. That future is not empty of meaning. It is simply free of urgency. Urgency belongs to moments of imbalance. And imbalance is temporary. The universe corrects without panic. It releases excess. It smooths differences. It spreads energy evenly. This is the deepest form of rest, nothing demanding more than it can give. Your body seeks this same state. Muscles relax when they no longer need to hold. Breath deepens when there is no signal to prepare. Your mind seeks it too. Thoughts settle when nothing insists on resolution. The universe is built to support this settling. There is no reward waiting at the end of effort. There is only the easing that comes when effort is no longer required. This is why rest feels like returning, not stopping. Returning to balance, returning to alignment, returning to the way things move when they're allowed to. Nothing in the universe is punished for resting. Stars do not apologize for burning slowly. Galaxies do not regret drifting apart. Rest is not failure. It is the natural outcome of stability. You're allowed to reach that outcome now. Nothing needs to be solved tonight. Nothing needs to be concluded. Nothing needs to be understood fully. The universe itself does not understand itself. It simply is. And that has been enough for everything that has ever existed. Even awareness, brief, fragile, luminous, does not need to persist forever to be complete. It happened. That is sufficient. The universe carries that truth forward without storing it, without clinging. You can let go of the need to hold on to this moment. It will have happened whether or not you remember it. The deepest rest does not erase experience. It releases the need to manage it. You do not need to carry the universe. The universe is already carrying you through rotation, through orbit, through expansion, all without effort on your part. You are not separate from this motion. You are not outside it. You are a quiet pattern inside a vast, patient process that knows how to rest while continuing. That is the deep rest everything eventually arrives at. Not a stop, not an end, but a state where nothing presses, nothing pulls, nothing asks. Just being, spread gently across time and space. You can allow yourself to drift toward that state now. No countdown, no instruction, no requirement. The universe will continue its long, soft unfolding whether or not you stay awake. You can let awareness dim if it wants to. You can let thoughts thin. You can let silence deepen. Nothing will be lost. Everything that needed to happen already has. The universe is very good at carrying things forward. It will carry this moment too, quietly, effortlessly, into the vast rest it has been moving toward all along.